Hello, lads, ladettes, and lassies. Welcome back to a brand new Darling in the Franxx. My name's Josh, and whew, this show, it's been 10 episodes so far, and I am very interested. We don't really have like this ongoing plot as of right now. We're kind of just following Squad 13. Uh, every episode's kind of been a little bit more. We kind of been getting like some crew episodes for the past few. Like kind of had an Ichigo episode with the beach episode. We had a man, I love this guy, but I cannot remember his name, and I don't know why. Goro. Why do I forget his name? We had a Goro episode where he confesses love to Ichigo. We had a Zorome episode last week, which was actually kind of depressing. Yeah, quite a few. Like I would say 4 episodes in a row have been more or less lighthearted. Then we got to Zorome's episode, man, and Zorome's always kind of dreamed of being an adult, and they got to go to the world of adults, which is the underground city. It's bathed in yellow. Zero Two doesn't like it because it's kind of devoid of life, and we see why. A lot of the adults ignored the children while they were under there, and then Zorome kind of got lost, got adopted by this granny, and then we found out that they get, like, the adults get happiness from like these artificial chambers, and it was just a very sad life, and it kind of woke Zorome up. It woke him up a little bit, but not completely enough to like snap him out of his dream of being an adult. But something did change in him, because he said like he had like these dreams in the beginning of the episode, but ever since he got back from the adult world, those dreams have stopped. So I'm just so interested. What is what is going on? What's up with all like this, like why does everyone say like becoming an adult is or like, oh, they don't know about it, or oh, and like when they went to go pick up Zorome, people were saying like, oh, he doesn't know, he's just a victim in all this, or like, God, this kid, like, he's infected, don't you know that? And so why? What is going on with the parasites? I'm so curious. I don't know if they'll answer it in this episode. I feel like we're gonna get this answer like much later if they pull an Attack on Titan. I'd say if they pull an Attack on Titan, we'll get this answer like 2 seasons from now. But there's only 1 season for Darling in the Franxx, which, you know, that's nice, but that also sucks, because I actually really do enjoy the characters and the world building so far. So, well, I'm just interested to see what the heck we're going to see this episode. Like, are we going to keep on going with the character formats? Could this be like a Hero episode? Could this be a Kokoro or a Futoshi episode? Man, I would love to see a Futoshi episode. I believe it's pronounced Ikono or Ikone. It's like the girl with the purple hair and glasses. We don't know much about her, so maybe an episode about her could help like flesh out her in any sense, maybe. But we'll see. So if you guys are new to the channel or YouTube anime reactions, sadly, YouTube and copyright system does not allow anime reactions to be hosted on YouTube. So check out the links below, choose the link that works best for you, then come back for the discussion. Alright, so that was episode 11 of Darling in the Franxx. I feel like we got a lot of terms this episode. we learned a lot of stuff, and I still don't really care about Mitsuru much. I get where he's coming from in a sense, but I'm more interested in, funnily enough, Zero Two, and not funnily enough, Hiro, because like, you know, I like Hiro, he's cool. But yeah, let's go through the Mitsuru. So Mitsuru, you know, he's been a dick to Hiro. He and Zorome been like the worst. Well, Zorome before Hiro got back on the team, he was pretty insufferable for actually no reason. Like I don't really know if we learned why. Maybe I forgot. But ever since Hiro got on the team, Zorome's kind of been more tolerable. But in the early episodes, man, he was insufferable. And then Mitsuru, well, Zorome kind of has like a superiority complex, maybe because he's so short. But Mitsuru, He's just kind of been like, oh, if I can do anything better than Hiro. I'm so much better than Hiro. Hiro this, Hiro that. I'm better. I can pilot with Zero Two. So I thought his whole like fever thing could be an after effect because he did pilot with Zero Two once. So I thought maybe like this could be coming back to bite him in the butt. Turns out, it's just a fever. It's just a fever. And it's because he's just not. Yeah, he kind of just remembered the promise that Hiro made 10 years ago, and he's like, you know what? Yeah, today's gonna be the day. These couple of days are gonna be the days I'm gonna remember that. But we learned a little bit about Mitsuru's the whole episode was about Mitsuru. So Mitsuru's a very sickly person. Probably explains why he's been taking so many pills, like in the garden with Kokoro. Like in a couple episodes, we've actually seen him like opening pill bottles. So I thought maybe he's an addict. That could also explain like his on and off attitudes. But no, he is actually just very sickly. So he probably needs those pills to go on to function. Which, I feel like we've heard about something that I feel like we've heard the term yellow blood cells before, like in the show. I feel like they've said yellow blood cells before, but today, or at least this episode, we definitely confirmed there was an elixir that is supposed to boost the production of yellow blood cells. Very low survival rate, or very low survival chance. And Mitsuru, in order to pilot as a youngling, decided to take his chances with it. He survived, and he promised to pilot with Hiro, or he and Hiro promised to pilot with each other, which, like, I don't understand Mitsuru's like, okay, I understand that Hiro forgot, so that sucks, like, right? Like, it was a big deal to Mitsuru, but, you know, kids forget stuff. The kids forget stuff. So all he had to do, did he bother to remind him? Because I think it would be a little more compelling if Hiro's like, oh wait, what, did we promise something? And then Mitsuru's like, yeah, we promised to pilot with each other. And then Hiro would go, oh, that's dumb. But then I guess that means Hiro knows exactly what he did wrong. You know, we can't have that because we need to build some form of drama here. But I feel like it's such a petty thing to be mad about for like 10 years. I don't know how old they are. I'm just assuming they're 10 years older in present day than they are in the flashbacks. Like, so like even since then, right? Like, oh, if he forgot to the promise, he let me down. We find out, at least for girls anyway, that the girls cannot pilot with each other. So I'm gonna assume it's the same thing for the boys. Like, they can't pilot with each other either. So like, come on, Mitsuru. Like, maybe it's just it's not just that, because he probably knows that boys can't pilot with each other. So like it's like the trauma of having a promise broke, like especially since he went through he went through the elixir to pilot with Hiro. I don't know what he went through, and like I don't know how much pain he had to go through. Like, I don't know, maybe the elixir like super painful. And even if you do survive, it's a super painful process. But I feel that's so petty. That's so petty. I don't know if I can forgive him. Like, he doesn't remember. Like, all you gotta do is remind him. Like, maybe he just needs a jump start on the memory, but I don't know. It's just So it happens when you don't make a likable character. And like they made Mitsuru not likable. That's his purpose. I just don't empathize with him. But yeah, other than that, we kind of get some new stuff. Like the kill counts, the KD for Squad 13 is rising. And they're saying maybe it's because their new system they're implementing, they're letting them be more teenagers, because the Squad 22, I think, 26 maybe. You know, they were all kind of, they were good. I mean, they were really good. They were slaying Klaxosaurs left and right. They were a unit. They were a squad. But maybe their KD isn't that high up compared to Squad 13's now, because they're saying like, oh, well, actually, it's this thing is working. Like, we're letting them be more teenagers. We're letting them go through puberty and all that kind of stuff. So it is working. And they're saying, well, that can't be right, because then that undermines everything we've been doing for the past something years. So I'm very interested. Like, are they keeping them as teenagers? Are they not supposed to grow past teenage years? Because they say, why did humans stop having children? Which, if humans stopped having children, that means either the children are taken. They're only there's only like maybe special types of people, like special adults that give birth, and they just give their children away so they can be parasites. Or the parasites are genetically engineered, maybe? Maybe 02 is like, if the parasites are genetically engineered, maybe 02 is like an experimentation to see what happens if they combine human DNA with a Klaxosaur DNA. Unless, you know, a human got it on with a Klaxosaur, and then, you know, one thing led to another, 02. But maybe 02 is like an experimentation gone wrong or right with a Klaxosaur. Like, they're trying to, like, up their game, and that only works if, like, they're doing genetic birthing. Like, what I've been saying, like, this reminds me of Man of Steel. Like, with the whole, like, digging lava out of the planet. Digging magma out of the planet. Like, that reminded me a lot of like, Krypton, and it's like the big thing. But like, if like maybe children are being genetically engineered to like be parasites, then it doesn't explain the adults. Like, I don't understand. Like, I'm very curious. We got like a Mitsuru episode, yes, sure, whatever. I don't like Mitsuru much, so I'm very curious. Like, what the heck is the lore? Like, what's going on? And then they said something about Mitsuru being a pruning target. Maybe that means just a target in general for Klaxosaurs, but I don't know, maybe pruning is something else. Stampede mode, we got an answer for what 02 does, and it's when the female drives, or I'm going to assume it's when the female, it could be like single, when a single person does it, but I'm going to assume it's the female, but whenever the female drives a Klaxosaur alone, I thought only 02 could do it. Turns out anyone can do it, which is so cool, so horrifying, and it looks incredibly painful. And like, man, my respect to Kokoro. I've been loving. I like Kokoro, but I love her now, man. She, even though I don't like Mitsuru, she was the most obvious choice to break down his walls because she has probably had the most time with him. She knows about the pills, or she knows that he takes them. I don't know if she knows what they're for. Or now she does probably because they found out he's very sickly. And I feel bad for Futoshi. Like, he's very confused. He's also finding out what love is. Like Hiro, Ichigo, Goro, all of them. They're finding out what it is together. Man, poor guy. He's trying so hard for Kokoro's sake. He's trying so hard to impress her. But it's either she doesn't see it, or there's just like a communication problem there. But Kokoro is just very curious individual. She still has that book about like the whole baby history thing, so I wonder if that's ever going to come back into play. She was acting like a mom with her doll, which was cute. She's like, "Here, can you smell the flowers?" So maybe she does want like a baby, but can they have kids? Are they genetic experiments? What is like? Why are they tainted? What is all this? What is all this like terms they're throwing out? I don't know if you can hear it, but my dogs are snoring. Oh, you can barely see him. Oh, because my dog. You can see Max, but Angel's over there. You can kind of see his back. I don't know if you can hear the snoring, but that's that noise. 02. Been very aggressive lately. Last episode I kind of understood because she hates the underground city. They had to take her there. They had to give her some shots, I think. They had to give her a checkup, and she was very aggressive then. This episode again, she was aggressive, very headstrong. What is her deal? And then at the end of the episode, it seemed to be fixed after they killed the Klaxosaur. Which I was making some jokes about, like, oh, you guys have gotten 90 kills. You're doing so good. I made some jokes like, oh, how much of that is 02 and Hiro? But you know, Kokoro and Mitsuru, they did something today. They were able to blow like a gap in the Klaxosaur for 02 and Hiro to take out the pearl inside. So you know what? Hats off to them. Squad 13 is kind of useful, and they got their moment to shine. The Klaxosaur this episode was really cool. Like how it was just a combination of a whole bunch of different Klaxosaurs. And like there was like one shot where it's just reaching towards the facility, and like it looked really good. It's probably gonna be the thumbnail of the video, to be honest. But yeah, 02, when they killed the Klaxosaur, she wasn't like cheery, but she became more possessive of Hiro. She's like, I don't like 02 that much either, to be honest. I don't see why a lot of like why she's a really big waifu. But like she became really possessive of Hiro at the end. Like, you don't have to worry about that happening. We're gonna be here together. We're gonna be together forever until death do us part. Which I don't know. It's like her moods are changing very quickly. And then Hiro, the last thing I have for this episode is when he's a child, there seems to be two parts of his childhood. There's like the cheery one. This is the one that gave Ichigo the bow. Or not the bow, like her hair clip. There's the one that promised Mitsuru to pilot. There's the one that befriended Goro. And then there's like this saddened one? Depressed one, maybe? Not depressed, but there is a visible and audible change in his voice performance. He sounds much more like present-day Hiro. Not very upbeat. He sounded very sad, actually, in the flashback. Like, oh, but what promise? We made a promise together? So, something happened to Hiro in the past. Something probably traumatic. I don't know. Maybe we'll see next episode. Maybe next episode will be the Ikino episode. Because this episode, technically, I would count it as a Futoshi, Mitsuru, and Kokoro hybrid episode. So now we just need the Ikino episode, and bada bing bada boom, we rounded the whole team out. And she was kind of a star. She got more lines in this episode than she has had in most. But I still don't really understand her. Like, I don't really know what her thing is. Like, I don't dislike her, I don't like her. She's like, if this was a tier list, she'd be like right in the middle of C, because I don't know what her anything is. She kind of just has like that flat personality. So maybe we'll learn a little bit more about her in the coming episodes. Maybe we don't. Maybe we'll learn about what happened in Hiro's past, because that actually is very interesting. It's more interesting than the Mitsuru stuff. Oh, sorry, Mitsuru. It's just too easy. It's too easy to bag on a character I don't like. But lads, if you enjoyed this reaction, if you enjoyed the commentary, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, leave a comment down below. Am I being too harsh on Mitsuru? Probably am. I probably am. But you know what? This is a solid episode, and I really want to see what happens next episode. I want to see Hiro's past. Like, I feel like there's something there. I feel like there's something there that they specifically are not giving us. And I wonder if Mitsuru is going to tell Hiro, hey, you made a promise. You forgot it. Kind of want to try it now. So maybe next episode we'll see. I don't know. But leave down in your comments below. Was I too hard on Mitsuru? Is his thing petty, or do you empathize? Let me know down there, and I'll see you all next week for more.